when I think of culture, I think of mindset. I hear this term constantly, culture, culture, culture. To me, culture is mindset. And until we get to people's belief systems and their mindset, we can't really affect and change culture. And that brings me to what I call the donut story. It's been 15 years. My oldest kids are 17 now, so they were 2 years old when I came across this situation. I was at a donut store. I won't call any names, but I was at a donut store. I used to eat a lot of donuts back in the day. And I was at a donut store, and I was watching what the lovely young lady that was behind the counter was doing when she was getting my donut. You know, she was handling people's money. She was wiping the counters. She's scratching her hair on a couple of situations. She actually picked her nose. You know, and then she reached over, and I'm covering up the donut bag here because I actually did this today as well. I went back to the same donut place. You guys all know the donut place, but don't want to show the bag. So the lovely lady reached over, and they have these beautiful pieces of wax paper. And what do they use the wax paper for? Yeah, to grab the donuts. So their cooties don't touch your donut, right? So she reaches over, her smock is touching all the other donuts and all of that good stuff. She reaches over, she grabs the donut, and where does the wax paper go? In the bag, right in the bag. And so wax paper goes into the bag, and then you take off, and you get ready to eat your donut. You put it down. You use it as a crumb catcher. So Michael, would you like a donut?
No, hell no.
John.
I just ate.
Hey, George. Well, hold on, George. So the point of this story is that it was a cultural norm. It was just it was a habit for them at this donut place to continue to put the wax paper in the bag. And I travel around quite a bit. I travel in this country and outside this country. And I was doing this presentation probably once a week for a good 2 years until I got to Boston. And after the presentation, a gentleman came out of the audience and he stopped me and he said, I am from and it's a large donut chain, and you guys all know it. He says, I am from this donut chain, and I'm going to ask you to stop doing this presentation. So I said, well, sir, I said, I will stop the presentation if you ask them to throw the wax paper in the trash. And so I'm happy to, pleased to report that they're actually doing that now. I had to ask for a piece of wax paper today. So let's give them a round of applause. And the next time you go into the donut place, whatever donut place it is, you will hopefully notice that they're now throwing the wax paper away. But that's culture. That's norms. That's something that was a mindset, something that it was just a habit. And that's what we have when we're dealing with culture. And that's what we're trying to change